Model question paper 2024 Science 8th standard Shimoga paper. The country landed first on south pole of moon. So options are America, India, Russia and Australia. The right answer is India. Force per unit. So is it pressure, is it friction, is it density or is it contact force? The right answer is option A, pressure. The range of inaudible frequencies of sound is, so is it below 200 Hz or above 200 Hz or below 20 Hz or above 20 Hz? The right answer is below 20 Hz. Option C. Which of the following is not a member of the solar system, a constellation? The part which controls the amount of light entering into the eye. So is it iris, is it lens, is it cornea or is it retina? It is iris. Which of the following can be beaten into thin wires? Is it phosphorus, sulfur, carbon or gold? It is gold. Uniforms of firemen have coating of dash plastic. Is it melamine or is it polythene or is it acrylic or nylon? The right answer is melamine. Paraffin wax is used in the manufacture of dash substance. So is it paints, is it Vaseline, is it fuel or is it kerosene? It is Vaseline. So name the liquids which when tested in the manner not shown in the given figure may cause a magnetic needle to be deflect. So is it vinegar and lemon juice or distilled water and lemon juice or distilled water and sugar or tap water and salt? The actual answer is vinegar with lime and salt. So we go to the first option, vinegar and lemon juice. The number of nuclei present in a zygote, is it none, is it 1, is it 2 or is it 3? So the number of nuclei present in a zygote is 2. The book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plants. So is it Black Data Book, Guinness Record Book or is it Red Data Book or Government Record Book? It is Red Data Book. The usage of agricultural implement which saves labor and time. So is it elevator or is it plow or is it hoe or is it the cultivator? It's the option B, the plow. The first reserve National Park of India. So is it Bandipur National Park or Panchmari Sanctuary or Satpura National Park or Manasa Sanctuary? So the answer is option C, Satpura National Park. So which of the following is not a greenhouse gas? Is it carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, methane or nitrogen? It is nitrogen. See, the question says not a greenhouse gas. Which of the following is modern method of irrigation? Is it sprinkler system, is it Dakley, is it chain pump or is it Rahat? So it is the sprinkler system. Identify the gland and hormone released in the figure given below. So is it thyroid and thyroxine or is it pancreas and insulin or is it adrenal and adrenaline or is it pituitary gland and the growth hormone? The answer is pancreas and insulin. So the first question, answer the following questions is, what is the noise? So the first question, what is noise pollution? The presence of excessive or unwanted sounds in the environment which cause discomfort for us is called as noise pollution. So draw a diagram to show the long branched nerve cell. So you can draw the cell body, axon, nerve terminal, the dendrites and the nucleus and the cell body. So the next question, what is metamorphosis? What is metamorphosis? So metamorphosis is nothing but the transformation of the larva into adult through drastic changes. Drastic means very most of the changes which takes place is called as metamorphosis. See, frogs and insects are examples of organisms showing metamorphosis. So in the larval stage, they form like a fish, they have gills and fins and everything, but as they turn into adults, especially frogs, they become amphibians, right? So this is the drastic change which is happening from the larval to the adult form. So this is called as metamorphosis. So next question you have, in a given example, electrical circuit part X tested in a given using rubber and copper electric wire, circuit part X is tested using a rubber and copper wire, in which situation bulb does not glow. So the next question is, explain why sportsmen use shoes with spikes.
Explain why sportsmen
or
use
why
shoes
rolling
with
friction
spikes.
is smaller than the sliding friction. Explain.
Or why rolling friction.
The spikes will help in preventing the sports players from slipping on the ground. So hence sportsmen use shoes with spikes. Spikes increase the surface of the shoes and make it rough, which results in the increase in friction. So this helps to have more grip on the floor and chances to slip reduces. So they don't fall down because of the rough friction which takes place. The force of friction depends on the area of contact between the two surfaces and also the nature of bodies. So as the area of contact is less in the case of rolling than in the case of sliding, so rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. So suppose you are outside your home and an earthquake strikes, what precautions would you take to protect yourself?
Suppose you are outside.
So what you have to do is try to move to an open space. So we should not take shelter under trees, buildings or overhead power lines. If traveling in a bus or a car, then do not come out when an earthquake strikes. So ask the driver to drive in an open field. Okay, don't be below any surface area. So be in open areas. So differentiate between regular and diffused reflection. So regular reflection, it occurs when the surface is smooth. So diffused reflection, it occurs when the surface is rough. So regular reflection, reflected rays move in a particular direction, in one direction. But in diffused reflection, the reflected rays get scattered in a random direction. Means it moves to different direction because the surface is very rough. So in regular reflection, the example is a plane mirror, but in diffused reflection, so reflection by the road surface is the example given. So this question goes here is define reflection. So the process of sending back the light rays which falls on polished surface. So the process of sending back the light rays, see it falls on a surface, then it is reflected back on a polished surface. So this is called as reflection of light. So laws of reflection, the angle of reflection is always equal to the angle of incidence. Second one, the incident rays, reflected rays and the normal all lie in the same plane. So the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal, so all lie in the same plane. So next is define the dispersion of light. So when white light is passed through a glass prism, it splits into the spectrum of colors. So in order when we go, it comes as violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. And this process of white light splitting into its constituent colors is termed as dispersion. So dispersion is nothing but when white light is passed through a prism, it splits and gives different colors, spectrum of colors it gives. So that is the Vibgyor. So that is the answer. So write a balanced chemical equation in the following situation. Dilute sulfuric acid is poured on copper sulfate and iron nails are created in copper sulfate solution. So here you can see Cu does not react with dilute sulfuric acid as it comes behind hydrogen in the reactivity series. So but with concentrated H2SO4 it reacts to form CuSO4 and SO2 is evolved. So you can see the equation Cu plus H2, 2H2SO4 concentrate. So it gives CuSO4 plus SO2 plus 2H2O. So this is a balanced equation. Since Fe is more reactive than Cu, it will displace Cu from CuSO4 and form FeSO4. So a color change of blue to light green will occur. So Fe plus CuSO4 gives FeSO4 plus Cu. It's a very simple equation. Magnesium oxide is tested for red and blue litmus paper.
Magnesium
What
oxide is
changes do you
tested for
observe
red
if the
and
color
blue
of the
litmus paper.
change?
What changes do you
Then
observe if the
what
color
is
of
the
the
nature
litmus
of
change?
magnesium hydroxide?
Then what
So
is
this
the
the
nature
question.
of magnesium hydroxide?
So magnesium oxide is also a basic oxide but not as strong as sodium oxide. So on dissolution, it will produce magnesium hydroxide, which is a base, and the solution will be basic in nature. So it will change the color of red litmus paper to blue, and the blue will remain as the same. So magnesium oxide is a basic oxide, but not as strong as the sodium oxide. So on dissolution, on dissolving it, it will produce the magnesium hydroxide, which is the base, and the solution will be basic in nature. So because of that, the color of the red litmus paper will change into blue. Because it is a basic, the blue litmus paper will remain as the same without changing its color. So why petroleum is
Iron
called
nails
as
are
the
plated
black
in copper
gold? So
sulfate
this is the
solution.
question. So petroleum is referred to as black gold because when crude oil is the black oil which is extracted from the land, so it is black in color. So people call it gold because of its oils and values. So it is in less amount, but economic value is extreme. It's highly it's highly very expensive. So from this crude oil we get petroleum, we get diesel, we get Vaseline, we get paraffin wax, so many different items on different temperatures we get. So it is called as the black gold. Identify the part X mentioned in the given figure below.
Identify
and
the
write
part
the type
X
of
mentioned in the
reproduction. I don't
given
know
figure
which is
below
the
and
X
write the
mentioned over
type
here
of
in the question.
reproduction.
There's nothing called as X. So you can see over here, it is the amoeba, which has nucleus, pseudopodia, cytoplasm, cell membrane, then contractile vacuole. The nucleus divides into two, so then it forms two daughter amoebas. So this division first of the nucleus and then the cytoplasm which takes place, so it results in two daughter cells. So how
Does pure water conduct
conduct
electricity?
electricity? If not,
If
what
not,
can we
what
do to
can
make
we
it
do to make
conducting?
it conducting?
So no, pure water does not conduct electricity because it does not have free electrons or ions to conduct electricity. Pure water can conduct electricity when a pinch of common salt is added to it, as salt solution is conducting in nature. What is the method to follow in increasing
What
the
is the
strength of the
method to
bridges by using
follow
iron?
in increasing the
why?
strength of bridges
And
by
justify
using
your
iron?
answer.
Why?
So how can you
Justify your
strengthen
answer.
the bridges by using iron? See, iron is coated with zinc to strengthen it so that it can be safe from rust. So this is one of the solutions. So when it comes to bridges, iron is painted or coated to prevent water and moisture from interacting with its surface. So the other methods for preventing rust and corrosion on iron includes electroplating and galvanizing it. Draw the diagram showing the structure of different zones of candle flame
Draw the
and label
diagram
the
showing
following
the
parts:
structure of different
moderately
zones
hot
of candle
and the
flame
hottest
and label
part.
the following parts:
So let us
moderately
look
hot,
into the
hottest
diagram.
part.
So the hottest part you can see moderately hot and the least hot. So outer zone of complete combustion, which is blue in color, the middle zone of the partial combustion, which is yellow in color, the innermost zone of the unburnt wax vapors, which is black. The innermost zone of the candle flame is called as the dark zone of the flame. The middle zone of the flame is the luminous zone of the candle flame, and the non-luminous zone is the outermost and hottest of all the zones in the candle flame. Draw the diagram showing the structure of plant cell and label the following
Draw the
parts:
diagram showing
chloroplast
the
and
structure of a
vacuole.
plant and
So it's a
label
very
the
simple
following
diagram.
parts:
Please see to that
chloroplast
you
and
practice
vacuole.
the animal cell and the plant cell both. So you can see it has a cell wall, then cell membrane, then you have the vacuole which is blue in color, which is the biggest, so I have highlighted it, and the chloroplast also. Then you have the Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, ribosome, nucleus, nucleolus, and the cytoplasm. So please practice the diagrams twice so that you can get full marks in this question. So next question is, write preventive measures of spreading cholera. So how can you prevent cholera
Write preventive
from
measures
spreading
of spreading
all over?
cholera.
So that's the question. So the most important thing that one could do to avoid the disease is to prevent it. So cholera could be prevented by drink water which is boiled. So avoid consumption of raw foods. So it has to be boiled very well. So then only you have to eat. So avoid dairy products as much as possible, like ghee, butter, milk, curd, cheese and all. So wash fruits and vegetables before you eat, because it has lot of chemicals and also some dust particles, and the insects would have sat on that, which are very dirty. So next, washing your hands before you eat is a good way to keep the disease away. So drink plenty of water, and it is recommended to drink about 8 ounces of water per day. So 8 liters, I don't think so, like 2 to 3 liters of water per day is very recommended. Write a short paragraph
Write the
on
general
the
preventive measures of
harmfulness
spreading typhoid.
microorganisms. Common cold, tuberculosis, measles, chickenpox, polio, cholera, typhoid, hepatitis B and malaria are some of the common human disease caused by microorganisms. So these microorganisms causes all these diseases. So anthrax is a very serious disease in animals caused by these microbes. So they can also make your food item unfit for use. So they spoil the food very soon. So the next question is, write the general preventive measures of
Write a short
spreading
paragraph
typhoid.
on the harmful
So how
effects
can
of
you
microorganisms.
prevent the typhoid? Okay, so wash your hands. A frequent hand washing in hot soapy water is the best way to control the infection. So avoid using untreated water. So don't drink the water which is not hot. Contaminated drinking water is a problem in areas where typhoid fever is very, very common. So avoid raw fruits and vegetables. Choose hot food. So don't eat these cold foods and all. So take hot food which is really boiled very well and cooked complete. So know whether the healthcare providers are. So you should know where the hospital and the doctors are, so that you can get being treated if you are infected very soon. Mention the chemical methods to prevent
Mention
the
the chemical
spoilage
methods
of
to prevent the
food. So how
spoilage
can
of
we
food?
prevent spoilage of food? So the contamination of the food by microorganisms results in the food spoilage. The consumption of the spoiled food by human results in the food poisoning. See, if you eat the spoiled food, then you will have food poisoning. Of course, it happens only because of these microorganisms. Microorganisms like bacteria and fungi are responsible for food poisoning. So these microbes, when growing on food substance, produce toxins. So food spoilage can be prevented by, so how can you prevent it? Heating the food. So heating food to a high temperature kills microbes. So we do pasteurization, right, of milk. So that is an example. So using chemicals that are used to check the growth of the microbes are called as the preservatives. So preservatives you can see in juices or jellies and jams and all are used, so that it doesn't get spoiled very soon. The commonly used preservative are sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite and potassium metabisulfite. So next you have the canning. So canning is another method of food preservation. So after sterilizing, the food is canned in airtight containers to check the entry of the microbes. Means canning, if you pack it very tightly after the food preservation using chemicals, so it stays for a very longer time. Give two examples of situations in which applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. So the examples are, so when a force acts on an object, the object may change the shape by bending, stretching or compressing, or a combination of all the three shape changes. So you have the bending or stretching or compressing, all the three. So for example, stretching the rubber band, so it changes the shape. Plastic bottles change their shape when they are squeezed. What is gravitational force? Water in rivers flows downwards. Justify your
Water in
answer.
rivers flows downwards.
So gravitational
Justify.
force is nothing but is a non-contact force that acts between any two objects having mass. See, the earth attracts everything on it towards itself with its force. See, water in the rivers fall from a height of mountains to plains by the force of the gravity of the earth. See, gravitational force is nothing but it is a non-contact force, but it acts between two objects. So the earth has the gravitational force, so it pulls everything towards it.